Okay, now for question 5, I ask you to solve this cubic equation. So let's write down the cubic equation first that we need to solve. Okay, so like usual as always, let fx be this. Okay, now, so cubic equation, okay, like I mentioned to my class, cubic equation by default, I should have at least 3 solutions. Okay, so 3 solutions by default lah, but I mean, of course, it can have repeated solutions that we've seen in the worksheet, or it could have imaginary solutions. So it's not always all real. Or is yeah, so sometimes, but by default, there should be 3. Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, so out of the 3 factors, 3 solutions, 3 factors, I need to find my first factor first. Okay, so let's suppose, let's just submit any number. Let x equals to 2. Let's try. Okay, I press calculator, I get 0. So what does this then tell us? This then tells us that x minus 2 is a factor of fx. Okay, after I know x minus 2 is a factor, I want to go and find out the other factors. So I only know how to solve quadratic equation using the completing the square, or using the tic-tac-toe, or using the multiplication frame, or the crisscross. So what I must do is I must first find out what is my other remaining quadratic factors, and that can be achieved by you doing long division. Okay, so I divide. Okay, so after I see this, I realize that my other quadratic equation I have, a quadratic expression, is 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. Okay, so then I need to factorize this. Okay, so yes, I check already. This is what I want. Okay, so then I can see that very clearly. 2x plus 1 and x plus 1 are my other 2 factors. Okay, so again, so we know x minus 2 is a factor. We know that 2x plus 1 is a factor. We know that x plus 1 is a factor. And all these 3 things equals to 0. So then it's very clear that x equals to 2, or negative half, or negative 1 are my solutions. That's it. Okay, now let's go to part B. The expression where a and b are constants is a factor of x minus 1 and leaves remainder of negative 66. Okay, this one, again, simple. Right? So again, because when we do this, we must always let fx be something first. Okay, so once I know x minus 1 is a factor, by the factor theorem, I can sub in x equals to 1. Okay, and I know that since it's a factor, I should have 0 remainder by factor theorem. So I will sub in all my x as 1s. Okay, I get my first equation out. Okay, now the next one. When it's divided by x plus 2, I get a remainder of negative 66. So by remainder theorem, we know that if I sub in if I sub in x to be negative 2, I get a remainder of negative 66. So same thing, I sub in all my x's as negative 2, Now notice, you see, every time I sub in x, I always put brackets around. Right? Like -2, I always put brackets around. Brackets. Right? The reason for this is really very simple. Okay, I don't want to get mixed up by the negative signs. You get what I mean? Some of you will get mixed up by the negative sign, then after that the answer all goes haywire already. So this I will get -24 plus 4a minus 2b minus 4. Okay. Equation number 2. Okay, so you got equation 1, equation 2. Okay, you've done simultaneous before. You can go and find a and b. Okay, let's do it together. So again, when you do simultaneous, your presentation is very, very important. Okay, so I make a the subject. So I substitute equation 3 now into equation 2. Okay, b equals to 7. Sub b equals to 7 back into equation 3. So then you are done. A equals to -6, b equals to 7.